Alrighty folks, it's time for another one of your favorite pickup episodes from Nintenjoel. And this is number 13, and 13 is one of my lucky numbers, so of course this is naturally just a really, really good one. My last pickup video, the one where I found Earthbound, was probably one of my most popular videos by far, and I've been noticing it's a kind of a trend that my pickup videos are the ones that people go and watch. Although for some reason there's a couple stragglers that don't really get watched very much, so if you guys are looking for new material to watch and some pickup videos, there are definitely some pickup videos that I did like in the middle era of my very short YouTube career that just haven't been watched as much, so go check those out. There's some great pickups in there. But this pickup is epic, and now that I no longer have the time restraints on YouTube since I got my account verified, and if you guys need to know about that, how to verify your account in case you are a new to YouTuber and don't want to have a 15-minute limit, it's really easy to fix. You just need to verify your account. Super easy. Get in contact with me and I'll tell you exactly how to do it in like 2 minutes. So really easy. Now I don't have the time restraints, and I can afford to do slightly longer pickup episodes. I'm not limited to doing my usual 8 to 10 items per episode. Now it's going to be more like 10 to 15 items per episode. So anyways, I have some really good ones. Of course, I'm going to start with the not as impressive ones at the beginning, but I do actually have some pretty cool ones that I'm excited about that are just like kind of cheapos, but they're games I've wanted for a really long time, and I've never seen them in the wild for some reason. For some reason, Game Boy games kind of elude me. I didn't start really picking up Game Boy games until recently, because I just never really ran into them. And for some reason, I have actually been picking up a few more lately. And I went to a local thrift store. It's actually St. Vincent de Paul, and they have games there sometimes, but it's really hit or miss, and it's usually miss. I've only scored a couple times there. I usually score more cool toys there than anything. I've scored like Legos there and a couple action figures once in a while, but this time I went and looked, and in the very front of the store they had a little glass display case, and behind locked doors was a tiny little basket, and that basket had just a little pile of handheld games. There was like Game Boy Advance games, like a couple DS games, and then some regular Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. So I found 3 titles that I really, really wanted. I've never really had them for some reason, and I believe they were all $4. One of them might have been $5. Not really sure, but something I was definitely willing to pay because I didn't want to pay, price plus shipping online to get these. But pretty stoked to get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Back from the Sewers on Game Boy. Very, very fun game. I really like the Turtles games a lot. The Game Boy ones especially are just really fun. They're really simple and just easy controls. I mean, not much to them. Just kind of sit there and grind and waste away some time game. But yeah, Back from the Sewers is a bit of an upgrade from the first Turtles game on Game Boy because you got slightly larger characters on the screen and just a little more animation with the characters, and it's just overall a better game. But yeah, I haven't really spent a lot of time with it, but definitely a fun one. The next one that I have never freaking owned for some crazy reason is Super Mario Land 2. And it's the 6 golden coins, and very fun game. It's kind of cool that it borrows elements from Mario World. It has like a overworld map to it, and just a really fun platformer. I mean, you really can't go wrong with Mario games, but it seems like the ones for Game Boy are kind of not disregarded, but they're not nearly as well received as the ones for like consoles. I am a huge fan of the first Super Mario Land. I really find that to be a very fun game. Really amazing music for such a limited system. This one, again, never had, so I've never really played it before. All 3 of these I've never had, and I've never played them really before. And these 2 I found were easy to get into. This 3rd one was pretty freaking hard to get into because it's a really hard game. Like all the other ones, this is Operation C, and we all know that C stands for Contra. And this is one of the few Contra games I've never even seen a copy of in real life. I actually had forgotten there was a Contra game for Game Boy until recently. Somebody had mentioned it, and I was like, shit, I need to get that. lo and behold, like a week or two later, found a copy for $4. So really good game, really good graphics for the Game Boy. Some of the art style for the Game Boy, in my opinion, is so cool because the Game Boy is so limited. It's such a tiny screen. It's black and white. Shit, it's not even black and white. It's like greenish yellow puke and black. It's just, yeah, it's so limited, but games like Operation C and like Turtles 2 or like Metroid 2, one of my favorite Game Boy games of all time, if not my favorite Game Boy game of all time. Legend of Zelda, what is it, Link's Awakening, I believe, for Game Boy. I mean, these games have such amazing graphics, and they were so detailed for such a small amount of room to work with. It's really amazing how much they squeezed into some of these tiny, tiny little cartridges, especially back in the day. These are from the freaking 80s and 90s, and man, they're packed with goodness, and it's amazing how much they can pack in these little cartridges. Anyways, very stoked to get those, very happy to add those to my collection. I have been collecting handheld games quite a bit again. I stopped for a little while and was just kind of focusing on console games. And then, of course, I focus on Super Nintendo a freaking ton. But, you know, I always go for good games for any good system that I can find. I have a lot of good consoles, so why not? So the next game I have for you guys that I picked up was just a standard going to a game store, and I had some trade credit, and I've been wanting this game for a while. It's as simple as that. No good story on this one, but I have been wanting Rock and Roll Racing for quite some time, and Rock and Roll Racing is an amazing game. It's a Super Nintendo game that actually has its own little soundtrack with little Ozzy Osbourne songs, little renditions of Ozzy Osbourne songs, and all kinds of stuff. Or actually, it might be a Sabbath song. Yeah, I think it's Paranoid. And there's other songs in there too, and it's a really cool isometric view racetrack type game, and you have weapons and stuff, and there's like futuristic levels, and there's muddy levels, and there's space type levels, and you can upgrade weapons and traction, and it really reminds me of a game that I never really played much as a kid, but always liked as a kid, the couple times I did play it, which was RC Pro-Am. RC Pro-Am is a very good Nintendo game, and one that I'm happy to own, but have not really played much still to this day. Rock and Roll Racing, kind of the same mechanics, but just beefed the fuck up, and excellent soundtrack. I mean, a soundtrack on a Super Nintendo game with actual songs is pretty darn freaking cool. So yeah, very good one to check out. Price keeps going up and up and up. You want to get a copy of that while you can. Okay, so the next one's kind of a funny story because I really don't know the story on these two. I sometimes pick up games, and I have a list on my computer, and it's my game pickups, and I start a little date, and then for like, you know, a couple weeks, or yeah, usually about a couple weeks, I list all the games that I get in that period of time, and it's just really general. I just put what games I got. Well, sometimes I forget where I get the games because I just didn't list it. Usually I have a really good memory for that kind of stuff, but if I don't list it in that list, I might not remember, and I've been really bad about that, putting that in my little list for me to mention in my pickup videos. And these two games, for the life of me, I cannot remember where I got them. I seem to remember I paid $15 for them. I think it was on Craigslist, and maybe the dude met me at work. That's usually what happens. It seems familiar, but I really can't remember. I don't know why. It was a few weeks ago, and I've had a few pickups recently, quite a few pickups recently. So, anyways, the two games that I got were really, really good ones, and I'm pretty sure it was $15 for both of them. The first one is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, which I had no idea was worth jack shit, and come to find out it's worth $20. So I kind of jumped on that one. And the other one is a game I've been looking for quite some time, and finally have. I don't really generally collect N64 games. In fact, that Tony Hawk 3, I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. I might. But the other one I am definitely keeping a copy of, and that is Bomberman 64. And I freaking love the Bomberman games, and I'm a latecomer to the series, or franchise, I should say. I started really playing Bomberman with, it was like Bomberman Max 2 on Game Boy Advance or something. One of my friends, Nick, gave me a game one of the Bomberman games on Game Boy Advance, and then I got a Bomberman game on Genesis, Mega Bomberman, over there. And ever since, I've been really kind of getting into it. And Bomberman 64 is one that I think the Game Chasers were playing on one of their like playthrough vids with a bunch of people, and it looks really freaking fun. So I've been looking for that one. Very, very stoked to get it. Just funny that sometimes I just literally cannot remember where I get some of these games. Those two is kind of a mystery to me. Pretty sure $15. Pretty sure Craigslist. Okay, so the next one is a good story, and I can quite clearly remember this one. This is one of those ones where I have a good story and remember every detail about it. Me and my girlfriend went to this place. It's kind of an indoor flea market, but it's not really a flea market. People have individual booths, and they sell their stuff at their booths, but they're not there at their booths. The management sells it all for them. It's kind of like an antique mall, but sometimes it's antique, sometimes video games. They have all kinds of stuff. Every booth has different stuff. A couple dudes there sell video games. They have booths that have video games, and I walk in this place, and immediately I find a Pokemon game in box on DS complete, and it was $7. I can't for the life of me remember which one. Here I was saying I remembered all the details. I think it was Platinum, maybe. But it was like Pokemon Platinum, complete, on DS, $7. Snag. Picked that up. It was the only thing I found that day. And after we did that, we decided to head to Ashland, just a few miles away, and check out a game store that I had not checked out yet. I'd never actually been there. I'd heard of it and just never went. Turns out the people there are super nice, really cool. I found a couple games I wanted in there. And I said, hey, do you guys want a boxed Pokemon? What do you get for that? And they said, let me look it up on the computer. I went out to the car, I grabbed it real quick, and they said, we'll give you $25 trade credit for it. And I was like, oh, sweet, right on. And the two games I wanted was $28 worth, and they were cool enough to just do a trade straight across for the two games. So basically, for $7, I got another copy of Bomberman 64. And you might think, why the hell did you buy this after you got the first one? Actually, I got this one first, then I got this one. This one actually has a better label. This one's got a slight fade on the label. But either way, I got two copies of Bomberman 64. One's going to be up for trade, you know, the one with a slightly damaged label. I'll keep this one for my collection. But that was just really cool. And then the other game was something that I had just seen a review for or saw gameplay footage for and was like, whoa, that game looks really cool for just kind of a standard like shooter kind of action game. It's Mech Warrior 3050, and I'd never heard of this game. I'd never seen this game before, and sometimes it's so funny. You hear about a game or you see a game somewhere online, and then you instantly find it, and that's exactly what happened. I had heard of this game like a week before, and then bam, there it was, available for trade. So there you go. Really cool, like, trade up. Get a Pokemon game for $7, instantly trade it in for $28 worth of games. Bomberman 64, Mech Warrior 3050. Yes, sweet. I might mention this has a really cool isometric view. You're a mech, walk around, have a variety of weapons you can shoot from, like machine guns and missiles and bombs and all kinds of shit. Anyways, really fun shit. Really, really stoked to get Mech Warrior 3050 because I was just wanting it. Okay, so next thing I have for you guys is a couple trades, and that is with a YouTube watcher of mine that has been mentioned several times. He was the contest winner. I've done a trade with him, and seems like we're probably just going to do trades forever if we can find stuff to trade. And this is one of another trades that I did with him, and this one was really darn cool. But first of all, he gave me a gift and was really stoked about it. It's this Demon's Crest Priller Bead, complete with cat hair for my cats. But yeah, pretty freaking cool. He knows how much I love Demon's Crest. Such a damn good game. So happy I own it. It's an iconic game. It's so good. I mean, people talk about games like, let's say Castlevania 4, for instance. Or like Super Turrican, or like Super Metroid. Games that are super high quality and just gonna live forever because they're such good games. Demon's Crest is one of those games, and it's one of those games that's so good that the price command is almost worth it. It's one of those games where if you find it basically for 50 bucks or less, you should get it. There's no doubt about it. It's worth as much as a brand new game these days because it's that damn good. But yeah, Demon's Crest, freaking Perler Bead. I make Perler Beads. I thought that was kind of cool. It's a really nice one. He does a really good job on it. He only actually irons one side, and then the other side is left just as beads, which I ironed both sides, one a little heavier than the other. But yeah, I like his technique on those for sure. So thank you very much, Jake, for that. It was just a gift. Hell yeah, pretty stoked on that. So I had a Breath of Fire 2 little Game Boy Advance game that I was looking to get rid of, and Jake wanted it, so I offered him the Breath of Fire 2. And he gave me 2 games that I was pretty stoked about, actually, because another game I had just heard of that I really wanted to get was Star Trek Starfleet Academy for Super Nintendo. Really stoked about that. Have not played literally even a minute of it. I popped it in and tested it, was like, woohoo, it works, turned it off. I'll have to play it someday. But yes, definitely a game I've been trying to keep an eye out for, because from what I understand, from this era and back, this was the best Star Trek game, pretty much, that you can get on a console. So, very stoked to get that. Not really an expensive game or anything like that, just one that I've been looking for. And the other thing I got for Breath of Fire 2 was actually a boxed game, and it was one I had never really heard of, Vortex. I really liked the cover. And I was like, wow, that sure looks a lot like Star Fox, except for you're a mech. And then I noticed that it's got the FX symbol on there, so just like Star Fox, it's one of those games that has the Super FX chip in it. So this game actually is pretty darn cool. It's a lot like Star Fox, except for instead of a spaceship jet thing, you have a mech walking around, and the play mechanics are very, very similar. In fact, that's how Jake described this game to me as, and he was very accurate in describing it that way. Vortex for Super Nintendo, pretty darn cool. It is complete. Box is a little dinged up, but I mean, hell, who cares? It was an extra game I had lying around. It actually wasn't extra. I don't collect the Game Boy Advance games that are pretty much direct ports of Super Nintendo games for the most part, so I have Breath of Fire 1 and 2 on Super Nintendo, so I don't really need Breath of Fire on Game Boy Advance. It's just not anything I need to collect. Just going to take up more damn room, and I could trade for things like this instead. You guys know how much I love Super Nintendo games. That's 2 more to add to the list. That's 4 already this episode. So, okay. Thank you very much, Jake. I almost forgot that. Thank you very much for being such a loyal subscriber, and now I consider him a friend. He's just one of my buddies now, and I talk to him just constantly on Facebook. We're constantly talking about new trades we could potentially do, or talking about games, or talking about reproduction carts, and just all kinds of stuff. We're kind of interested in the same stuff, and I'm really glad that I met Jake. Really cool. I've already done some awesome trades with him and just had some epic conversations with him. So thank you very much, Jake, for constantly supporting the channel. Okay, so that being said, oh shit, that being said, I'm not done with Jake's pickups. I forgot, there was another trade with him, but it was separate from these ones. Shit, sorry, one more thing, and the best thing of the bunch, of course. Yeah, so I had a copy of Bucky O'Hare that Jake wanted, and the label is just a little bit dinged up. I've had it for a long time. Well, not a long time, but I paid a decent amount for it, so I wasn't going to get rid of it for anything I was like, about. I wanted to get rid of that game for something I really, really wanted, and we did the perfect straight across trade. It was one of those perfect, I think the last time I did a perfect straight across trade was with Jake, another Jake, Jake Moore. He did that ogre battle for Skull Monkeys and was just like, hey, do you want this? Sure. Bam, easy. And this was the exact same way with Jake. He knew I wanted this bad because he knows I love Demon's Crest, and I got Gargoyle's Quest 2 on Nintendo. Finally, I used to own this game for a short amount of time back in the early 2000s and never even gave it a chance. Why? I don't really know, but going back, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, what was I thinking? It's the same situation as my Ogre Battle for Super Nintendo. I got rid of that a long time ago and never gave it a chance, and it's like, why? What the hell is wrong with me? Anyways, Gargoyle's Quest 2, amazing platformer, very much like Demon's Crest. You're a flying demon. You can cling onto walls, you can hover in air for a short amount of time, and what's cool about this game is those aren't gimmicks. You literally need to use these things to get to areas in the level to advance. So the flying mechanic and being able to hover for just a short amount of time and clinging to walls isn't something where it's like, oh, I can cling to walls, but I don't really need to. Like Mega Man, a lot of the Mega Man games you can cling to walls, but on a lot of levels you don't need to. I should say the Mega Man X games, or at least as far as I remember. That's just an example, but with Gargoyle's Quest and like Demon's Crest, when you cling to walls or when you fly, you actually need to get to certain areas by using these special abilities. So just a really fantastic game, and that just leaves me one more Gargoyle's Quest game, and I will have all three of them. I'm just looking for Gargoyle's Quest for Game Boy, and I shall have that very soon. So, thank you, Jake. Again, there's my last thank you. You get many, many thank yous. Gargoyle's Quest 2, I'm incredibly stoked. I know you're stoked about Bucky O'Hare too, so enjoy that game. It's freaking awesome that we did such an even, awesome, just easy trade. Okay, so, the last. Now, there's only this one trade left, and this is one I have been wanting to film for a long time, but you guys know I do my stuff in order. I have kind of a backlog of my pickups going, and I'm not as behind as I was. This one is making me catch up quite a bit because I actually had two pickups and combined them to make this one. Especially with the no time limit anymore, I felt that I could make just a super epic pickup video. So, the last trade is, of course, the best, and I did this with my buddy on Facebook, who I met on a retro gaming group. I don't remember exactly which one. His name is Ed. I don't know if he wants his last name stated or not, but his name is Ed. Very cool to work with. Very nice guy. We've talked a few times. We have another trade potentially going in the future for some boxes and cases I need for some loose games, and hopefully that goes through. I'm really looking forward to that. But Ed did an ultimate trade with me. He got some really good games off of me. I'm not going to go through and bother to list all of them, but the two really good ones were Contra Force for Nintendo and Fire Emblem Complete in Box for GameCube, and then a slew of Nintendo games. And you probably are thinking, well, what the hell did you get for that much value? Those are expensive games. Indeed, Contra Force is probably an $80 game, and Fire Emblem Complete in Box, and my condition was like perfect. Probably you're looking at about $160 right there, and then there was quite a little stack of Nintendo games as well. And he got a few uncommons as well. I got some really good stuff out of this though. He got a stack of games. I got 3 games. So you know the games are super quality. Actually, one's not even super quality. One is just a gift he threw in, and I'm really stoked about it. Thank you very much for throwing it in. I haven't really played it a whole lot, but it looks fairly cool. Ephemeral Fantasia for PlayStation 2. This was just a gift from him. He just threw it in. I don't know if he had an extra copy or what, but maybe he didn't dig it or whatever, but he was just really cool about his trades. Very nice guy to trade with. So yeah, Ephemeral Fantasia. It's an RPG for PS2. Have not really played it. I'll have to check it out. I haven't really been playing PS2 much lately. I've been, as you know, I got Earthbound and have been playing the shit out of that game. So, and I'm getting fairly far in it too, but I have to say, Earthbound is a lot harder than it looks. Anyways, that's another story. So thank you very much, Ed, for the gift. Very cool. Okay, so what I got from him, the main thing, for probably 11 games or something like that I traded to him, including Contra Force and Fire Emblem. Maybe it was 9. I don't remember exactly. I got these 2 games, these main 2 games, and one I didn't want as much, but it is rare and it's something that I am kind of looking for. It was on my list. It's just that I think I was maybe looking for something else, but we couldn't find anything else. Eventually, I finally decided on getting this game because of very positive reviews and him telling me that it's a really good game, and just wanting to get a rare game knocked out of the way that I'm trying to get. So I got Sparkster for Super Nintendo, and I'm really glad I did. At first, I was like, I guess I'm just kind of taking Sparkster. It's not why I'm getting the lot, but I took Sparkster and I put it in and was quite pleasantly surprised with the actual gameplay It's a side-scrolling platformer, and there is kind of a version on Genesis, Rocket Knight Adventures, and there's another game too that's associated with these. I can't think of what it's called right now, or maybe it's another Rocket Knight Adventures. I'm not sure, but there's a few games for the series, and Sparkster seems to be the best one out of the three. And it is shooting up there in value, man. It's just getting harder and harder and harder to find. It's just one of those games, kind of like Demon's Crest. It's like once it hits that peak, all of a sudden you can't find it anymore, and it's worth $100, you know, and it's getting to that point. So pick up Sparkster while you can. Be pleasantly surprised like I was. It was a really, really fun game, and one that I hope to spend a lot more time with. I like the rocket mechanic. You can like jump in midair and then use a boost to like rocket off somewhere else in a different direction. It's pretty darn cool. Makes for a pretty cool game mechanic that is not too dissimilar from like Sonic the Hedgehog. So yeah, really cool game, fast-moving platformer adventure with really, really crisp, awesome graphics. If I'm going to say anything really positive about the game, it's the graphics are just beautiful. So happy to get Sparkster. Thank you, Ed, for almost talking me into that one, but also watching somebody's review, and damned if I can remember who, but somebody did a review on Sparkster and really painted it in a very positive light. So awesome. Hells yes. Another one knocked out of the park that is rare as shit. But this is the best pickup I have had pretty much all year. Earthbound is probably second. I've had lots that I've bought, like a big amount of games that I've bought that are better than this, but one single game. The only thing that's going to compare is when I got Vast Steel, which I traded to Scott from JHMDF. Shout out to Scott Squatch. And yeah, this is the best game that I've gotten in a long time that I'm going to keep, that I have been searching for freaking ever. Feel the excitement, folks. This is, without a doubt, one of my most sought-after games ever, and it is finally mine. When I played this on emulator years ago, I was like, holy shit, how do I get this? And I remember looking on Amazon and just my jaw dropping at the price and being like, no, I'll never own that game. And fuck, man, it's taken a long time, and really good trade, but here it is, man. Evo, Search for Eden. Fucking A, man. How the hell did I score this game? The trades I'm doing lately are blowing my mind. The amount of cool people that watch my channel, or the amount of cool people that are on Facebook groups. There are some scumbags, I might add. But the amount of cool people that are on there that have helped me out with some amazing trades. I have a couple more coming, too, in other episodes. As I said, on backlogs. It's been phenomenal. I couldn't buy these games. I couldn't. There's no way in hell. Most of these I can or could have. Gargoyles Quest 2 being a $50 game, probably wouldn't have. Sparkster, no, probably wouldn't have at all. I'm just going to say it. I was kind of had to be convinced. I am glad I got it. It is an awesome game, but wouldn't have bought that. And Evo, there's no way in fuck. There's just no way in hell I would ever be able to get Evo by buying it. And I get games like this because I am a good reseller. If I find games that I'm going to resell, I sell them for cheap. Cheaper than everybody else. If I trade, I give people good deals. I usually overtrade to people. I did with that a little bit. And, you know, karma comes back to you. I've really been trying to be good with my trades and do people good, and people have been doing me good. I mean, I have been very, very lucky with the amount of pickups and scores that I've gotten, and things like Evo. This is so close to my heart. This is one of the greatest games I've ever played for Super Nintendo. Some people would argue one of the worst games I've ever played for Super Nintendo. It's kind of an RPG. You evolve. You start out as a fish. You kill other fish and you gain experience from it, basically, and you can upgrade yourself, body parts, and then eventually you turn into another animal. You start another kind of chapter, and you keep evolving, and apparently you can evolve up to a human. It's amazing. It's really cool. It's hard. It's a really hard game. It's funny because I looked on GameFAQs.com and it's like 20-hour game to beat. I'm like, yeah, right. No way in hell. No way in hell. I suspect I'm probably going to play it out for 40, 50 hours. Unless the later parts of the game are a little bit easier, but the beginning seems really hard. I'm at the last boss of the first part, and he's the shark that's faster than me, stronger than me, is more powerful than me. It's fucking tough. I beat him once on emulator, but now on the cartridge I have to do it. You know, there's very few games I emulated. That was one of them. And now that I have the cartridge, I will never emulate it again. I just need to freaking play it, and I want to beat it. After Earthbound. Earthbound has really got my attention right now, but I'm rambling. These are my pickups. Things I need to mention. Okay, first of all, I don't remember what number I was on Super Nintendo games, but whatever number I was last time, add 5 more with this pickup. 6 more, I'm sorry, Vortex, because it's in the box, I didn't think about it. So 6 more Super Nintendo games added to the bunch. A really cool gift, you know, just awesome stuff. Games I've really been looking for. Things I need to mention, though, besides the Super Nintendo count, I have a Facebook page. It's just Nintenjoel on Facebook. And I usually just post really cool pictures, video game related stuff. Some of my friends comment on there once in a while, and not a whole lot of activity. I know I've mentioned it before, but maybe if I keep mentioning it, people will join up. Just search for Nintenjoel on Facebook, join up, and start adding pictures of cool things, or start conversations, or comment on some of the videos. I post all my videos there. I also post videos of people that are starting out on YouTube that maybe need a little shout out, or just videos that I really like. I post them on my page as well. So if you wanted to see cool videos and cool pictures and cool conversations, go on to Nintenjoel on Facebook and like that page and follow me there. If you want to comment on this video, that'd be great. What are your pickups like these days? What have you gotten? Have you guys gotten anything cool? That's my question for you guys this week. What's your most recent pickup? Have you gotten anything rare, or have you just gotten a game that you're really looking for, or maybe this has been a dry week for you and you haven't gotten shit? As you can see over the last few weeks, but this was a while ago, I've gotten quite a bit of stuff and have more stuff coming, so yeah, leave me a comment. I really want to know what you guys pick up. I'm always curious about that stuff. Pickup videos are actually my favorite to watch. So I guess that's why I'm spending so much time on mine, because also it seems like people really like pickup videos. So yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button down below and give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos and you aren't subscribed to me already, there is a subscribe button down there, and go ahead and hit that, and that just lets me know that you want to see more videos. I will keep making more videos because I love doing it. I just love retro gaming. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Keep rocking the retro games and have a good night. Thank you very much.